All right, I'm going to get this started. I don't know if Contriver's going to join me or not quite yet. I want to share something that I actually found hilarious. Bullets was on one of his little rants. And this was funny.
So, my ultimate goal, let me put it in layman's terms to where even a red pill rager can understand it. Me and the guys, that have been associated with Mandy for a long time, you know, my feelings towards that, was like, my thoughts is like, okay, cool. She could talk to other women. She could talk to other channels and other people that I can never talk to, or they won't ever talk to me. That's proof. I can prove that they won't talk to me. Because
Hello, Lord Jeremy. How are you? Yeah, actually, just got finished doing what Bullets actually pointed out on this. And actually, I'm going to drop the link if you want to join to discuss this diversity stuff. I wanted to play this little clip. I know you found it amusing too. I just endured quite a bit of this, so.
Because I'm surrounded by toxic people, and you're judged by those who you hang around. I got a bad reputation. Mandy, she got a pretty good reputation. Minka's going to give her the time of day. Minka won't give me the time of day.
Hello, Easy.
Minka's going to automatically okay, you're MGTOW, okay, you're red pill, okay, you're black pill. Oh, okay, wait a minute, you're a woman, you're Mandy, what do you do? Okay, well, she's red pilled. She understands what's going on. She understands the gynocentric landscape. We've had long conversations into the night about it. Oh, well, hi, I'm Mika, and you're Mandy. Okay, we can relate to each other. We're two women. We can relate to each other. We talk. We on the same level.
I love that.
Does that make sense to fucking anybody out there?
What is that noise in the background?
That's my cat purring.
I was going to say, it sounds like a cat. Hello, Eric Zombro. Hey, Pang. That cat sounds like she's having a good time.
Yeah, I just got home, so she's got to get her pets.
Yeah.
And she's Siamese, so she's extra loud.
Oh, I see. That's funny.
You go, kitty.
Yeah, so I saw this. I was going through the recent faculty senate meeting, and they had the chancellor on. And these diversity, inclusion, equity policies came into question, and they brought up, I guess, there's some bill that they're trying to get passed here in Texas.
Oh, boy.
Possibly? To ban diversity, inclusion, equity initiatives here in Texas?
Oh, unconstitutional discrimination?
Yeah. Doesn't that sound great?
Sounds like something Texas would do.
I know. So, I want to look up this bill, but I want to kind of document this little bit here because I think it's pretty important. And Eric Zombro too, if you want to come up and chime in, if you have anything to contribute to this, sir, you're more than welcome. I know you're pretty knowledgeable on law and stuff.
Questions concerning DEI initiatives. So I'm going to ask them together here. So one is, can you please ask the Chancellor his view on House Bill 1006, which could essentially diminish all DEI initiatives? That's the first question. And the second question is a little more focused. It's some departments require faculty candidates to submit statements about their support for DEI efforts. Some also make support for DEI criteria for tenure and promotion. Some legislatures have expressed a desire to ban Texas universities from requiring DEI statements or considering support for DEI in tenure and promotion. Do you have a position on that? So those are the two questions surrounding DEI.
Hello, Eric Sombro. How are you?
How are you?
Good.
RGE was talking about this the other day.
Really?
Yeah. And his point was, and it's the same point that I like making, like, if you get the diversity through meritocracy, that's great. But you can't force diversity because reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you force diversity, then you're going to cut somebody out who's more qualified than another.
Yeah.
And that's the whole crux of the problem. It's like that affirmative action thing and everything. It's just rebranded as something new.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to look up this bill specifically. I don't really. Let's see. Bill 2 entitled an act.
Yeah, I forget what day it was, but Raging Golden Eagle he had a pretty good video on it. It was one of the segments in his stream.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, how you doing, Jeremy?
Doing pretty good, brother.
Good.
Okay.
Actually, first time I think I've ever been on a panel with you. Good talking to you. Seen you in a lot of streams.
I think we were on something
A couple of days ago.
Yeah. I think we were on together with either Father or something.
Yeah, Father Saunders.
Yeah.
All right. So banning it in higher education. Let's see. HB 1006 would make a number of challenges to Texas Education Code. Striking words serve the public from the selection. Transmit culture. See. Part of the education each institution of higher education shall adopt a policy detailing students' rights and responsibilities regarding expressive activities in the institution. Demonstrate a commitment to intellectual freedom and viewpoint diversity. And also they must prohibit the funding, promotion, sponsorship, or support of any office of diversity, equity, and inclusion, or any office that operates under another name but which supports the goals of diversity, equity, and inclusion. It also adds language to the code prohibiting the endorsement or dissuasion of or interference with any lifestyles, race, sex, religion, or culture. So, see, I like how they put that, or operates under another name, but which supports the goals of, because this is the big thing that Texas A&M is currently being sued for. Uh-oh.
We lose Eric?
Oh, we did. Oh, his phone is low. Okay. All right, easy. Good saying hi. Thanks for coming up. And I will check out that Raging Golden Eagle stream. I
was going to ask him if that exposes the federal government to, like, RICO charges for the funding that they give to this obvious discrimination.
Right. See, and I'm wondering, because what they brought up in this faculty senate meeting was something about accreditation. And see, these policies are already in the accreditation portions of academia. That's why these universities are, subjected to said policies. but I wanna kind of dissect some of this.
Yeah, I would guess on DEI that on the Senate side, I would not be surprised if it would pass a ban on anything having to do with DEI. On the House side, I don't have a clue. I can't tell because the leadership seems to be, on one side, or I don't know. They haven't expressed a particular part of it. I think when I talk to the people on the Senate side, basically what they say, well, harsh as it may seem, what they say is that DEI is a lazy man's way to get diversity. They say that what you should be doing is a lot more recruiting of minority personnel instead of waiting for them to come to your door and stuff like that. I guess they mean we're supposed to do academics like we do football. I'm not sure what they're talking about. But I don't have an idea yet of where. I don't have an idea yet of where that is. I suspect, though, that legislators that are supportive of this are probably going to hold the money on what we just talked about on the affordability and all of those things. I suspect there's going to be a lot of tying that to DEI and those things before it's over with. You have a comment on it?
Yeah, I'll add to that. One of the things that Jenny Jones and her team, so the team from A&M as well, led by Norman Garza, are trying to help legislators understand of what we do in those DEI offices. And our DEI offices are a whole lot less about the things that our legislators think it is about, and a whole lot more to do with student success and kind of reframing, helping them reframe that this is about, woke stuff or critical race theory or whatever. And it's really about trying to help every student who comes to our campus be successful. That's what our DEI is, the belongingness stuff. It's the things that our campuses are doing to try to make sure that everybody who walks through the door is successful.
See, and that's where this guy is completely unaware of what these feminists are actually doing. Like that's what they're telling him that they're doing, and that's not what they're doing. They're literally streamlining people into positions because they're a certain sex and skin color. Like,
yeah,
and the culture, like helping them be successful means that they change other people's behavior to make that one individual student that might be having a problem fitting in be more comfortable. Like that's not what they're doing.
Yeah, it's absolutely gaslighting. Every student be successful unless you're a straight white male.
Right. All right, Pang, I got those links. Let's see what you left us here. This one here. Relating to protected expression, intellectual freedom, viewpoint diversity. Okay. I don't really know what I'm reading here. I guess I'll leave these in the description. Let's see. Nope, that's mine. Okay. Is this it? Nope, that's what I just pulled up. I don't know. Is there a place where we can like actually see the bill, what it says? That can't be it, right? Aren't those things like really long and wordy?
Well, all bills are a matter of public record, so I'm sure there's some place you can go.
Maybe the other one had a link on it. Let's see. Oh, that's the summary. Okay, so I did have it pulled up the first time. So that's what the actual bill looks like? Our lawmakers have to read this garbage? Okay. So, let's see, protected viewpoint diversity at public institution of higher education be enacted by the legislature. In addition to specific responsibilities imposed by this code or other law, each institution of higher education has a general responsibility to, okay, so they cross out serve the public and within the institution's role and mission, permit the diffusion, has a responsibility to permit the diffusion of culture through general education, facilitate the discovery, improvement, and dissemination of knowledge, teach and train students for professions, provide for scientific, engineering, medical, and other academic research, protect intellectual exploration and academic freedom, strive for intellectual excellence, provide education opportunity through post-secondary education and training, provide continuing education opportunities, foster a diversity of viewpoint, and maintain political, social, and cultural neutrality. Ooh, That's a good one. That's a really good one. Let's see. Section 2 Education Code is amended to read as the following. Expressive activities means any speech or expressive conduct protected by the First Amendment to the United States Constitution or by Section 8, Article 1, Texas Constitution, and includes assemblies, protest speeches, the distribution of written material, the carrying of signs, the circulation of petitions, and published or unpublished faculty research, lectures, writings, and commentary. The term does not include commercial speech. What's commercial speech? Technically.
It's a good question.
Let's see, is amended by amending subsections. And then adding, each institution of higher education shall adopt a policy detailing students' rights and responsibilities regarding expressive activities at the institution. The policy must demonstrate a commitment to intellectual freedom and viewpoint diversity, prohibit the funding, promotion, sponsorship, or support of any office of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and any office that funds, promotes, sponsors, or supports an initiative or formulation of a diversity, equity, inclusion beyond what is necessary to uphold the equal protection of the law under the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. The endorsement or dissuasion of interference with any lifestyle. See, I like this part too. The endorsement or dissuasion of or interference with any lifestyle, race, sex, religion, or culture. So this could be, the dissuasion of heterosexual relationships, the dissuasion of white people, interference Let's see. Allow any person to subject to reasonable restrictions adopted under section. Engage in expressive activities on campus, include by responding to expressive activities of others. Student organization and faculties to subject to subsections. Invite speakers to speak on campus. Establish disciplinary sanctions for students, student organizations, or faculty who unduly interfere with the expressive activities of others on campus. See all those stupid protests that they have for, speakers. Like the shit Jeff Younger went through at that other Texas university. I think this might include a grievance procedure for addressing complaints of violation of this section. Be approved by the majority vote of the institution governing board before final adoption. Posted on the institution's internet website. A person may bring an action for injunctive relief against an institution of higher education to compel the institution to comply with this section. If the person prevails in the action, the court shall award reasonable attorney fees and court costs to the person. The institution shall pay the fees and cost from the budget of the office of the chief executive officer of the institution or the institution's system as applicable. This act takes effect September 1st, 2023. So that looks like good news. What is that, Pink?
Did that come across?
Did
that come across?
What?
Commercial speech in law is the practice of speech or writing for the express intent of producing a profit.
Oh. So. But
like running an ad for Coca-Cola or whatever.
Okay. Well, this is good. I like this. No wonder why these feminist professors are upset about it. Right?
Feminist tears are delicious.
I know, right? All right, what is this, Peng? This Garza. Vice Chancellor, Governor, Engineering, Catherine Banks. St. Edward's University in Austin. Okay. Let's go back to this faculty senate meeting because they're also very, very concerned about tenure.
They better be.
I don't know that we'll be successful with that, but it's honest and accurate. That's what our DEI efforts are really about, is for helping every student succeed regardless of what characteristics they may have. So I think the chancellor comments are really, of course, spot on in terms of how the legislators will respond to this, and where this may go is hard to predict. But that's an effort that we're trying to do right now. And you may be aware that we asked each campus in the A&M system, including A&M, to provide us that kind of information as to what kinds of things are done under that DEI banner, so that we could be better informed as we talk to the legislators about what is actually happening in DEI as opposed to having them shaped by what the national
It's not shaped by the national conversation. These feminist professors that are feeding these guys are lying. They're lying. See, this is sad.
conversation is about DEI, which is considerably more radical in reality. So,
and we've also tried to explain to them that aside from what it does and what it is, that there are predators driving this train too. And so, unless you think that you can find a new set of predators that won't require that, what do you do? And so,
See, that's what I'm concerned about. They're creditors. Oh, that's one of the dudes pushing the DIE? Huh.
Did you catch my poem at the end of your stream with Minka?
No, I didn't catch it.
Roses are red, violets are blue. All a feminist does is lie to you.
Right. Yeah, she's working on it. That's true, isn't it?
Yeah. Gaslighting. Professional.
Yeah.
DeSantis drove a bunch of this, but I don't think he's found a new set of accreditors for Florida. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when there are no submissions, no questions answered with regard to DEI in Florida when their accreditation comes up in different colleges and universities in that place. And so we will see. Another hot button issue, of course, is tenure. But we're confident, I'm confident, that tenure is not going to be done away with, that we can find, some middle ground to keep that in place for the very simple reason that you probably don't need to have the Chancellor's Research Initiative anymore if you're trying to recruit faculty from out of state into this state, and then you throw all the money at them that you want, and then you tell them, oh, by the way, you won't get tenure. And I think they go south on you pretty fast. And so we're spending some time, talking to very privately to members about those things, and we'll see how it happens.
I'm glad the Chancellor brought up the accreditation. You may be aware that SAC-COC, which is our accreditor, as is Florida's and all of the South, is issuing a diversity kind of statement that we will have to integrate into our reaffirmation plans. I also learned in the process of finding more information about this, NCAA has a requirement as well. And I gotta think that the legislators are going to pause at the concept of hurting their beloved Texas A&M or UT NCAA status because of some of the actions they may pursue. They may not care about us academics, but they sure will care about athletics. So, there's some factors out there that will play out over the following months such that the concern we have here in January may not be the same ones we have in May.
I think they'll be far more worried about getting sued.
Right. Good morning, Lawrence. And Alice. SAC-COC. So these are the people that are requiring these to get accreditation. Southern Associated Colleges and Schools, let's see, is a body for the accreditation of degree granting higher education institutions in the southern states. It serves as the common denominator of shared values and practices primarily amongst the diverse institutions. let's see, Texas Board. Board of Trustees that award associates, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. The commission also, let's see, accepts application for membership of domestic institution. Let's see, mission statement. Education and quality to improve the effectiveness of its member institutions. Promote student success. So these are the people.
They're the ones that actually write the certifications for degrees.
I guess. Oh, and the NCAA also puts pressure on the university to have some racist and sexist policies. See, I wonder who in this place, who runs this? Let's see. I want to see the people in charge of this. Maybe I'll look into it later. Damn, Peng's on it. Hello, Cass. Right? Yeah. Copy. Policies? Mm-hmm. What is that noise, Lord Jeremy?
Which one?
I don't like clicking.
Not bad.
Okay, I don't hear it anymore. Yeah, things are good, Chaos. Handbook for institutions seeking reaffirmation. Okay. I wonder, 2020, I wonder when this started with this company. Because I know it's only hit Texas A&M the last few years. Like with this, we'll call it a corporate job that I got. They instituted diversity, inclusion, equity policies in 2019. I wonder if it was around the same year. Well, I'm going to go back to this faculty senate meeting. See, I'm going to have to do this again with Contriver later. He was supposed to be here. Oh, wrong thing. Yeah.
Hey, Chaos. Thanks for the sub earlier.
So something was added to the direct chat for me that also relates to DEI. Could the chancellor please address the national press reports related to the TAMU medical school removing photographs of white graduates from the walls of the medical school as part of their DEI initiative?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I think we finally got to the bottom of what happened there. There was a DEI representative at the medical school. This happened in 2019, by the way. This wasn't something that happened in 2023 or 2022 or 2021. This happened in 2019. The DEI person, though, was relieved of their job. The person that wrote this, but he wasn't relieved of his job because of this. It was I think, some other things that happened. It seems there was an open records request. Some think perhaps that open records request came from disgruntlement of that person, but they probably won't be able to prove it, and was then sent to the Washington Examiner, which feeds on this kind of stuff. And so we got the background of it. Tons of inquiries, as you can imagine, from conservative members of the legislature. And we explained to them that this is something that happened 4 years ago, and why it happened and where it came from. The wording of that could have been a little bit better, I would suspect. You know, if you took that wording that person wrote and put black where he put white, it would be an outrage. And so I think that was unfortunately, and perhaps it was done on purpose. Who knows? But anyway, all we can do is explain what happened.
Also, Chancellor, I have some information on SB 147, not to back up. It's a co-course bill. It's been introduced. The government relations is gathering information on how it would affect the universities in our system. Apparently some House member who's also a former Aggie had a press conference today to oppose it. And I just looked at the bill, and you're right, if you strike, I mean, it seems to me what they're trying to achieve, if you just strike that fourth point about individuals, you probably solve most people's problem. I mean, it doesn't in terms of investment in the state, but, you know, at least the problem moves to somewhere else.
Thank you, Mr. Hamilton.
So Senator Alvarado, thank you for being.
That's a different one. That's a bill that's prohibiting people from. I mean, I think it's mainly prohibiting like the states, like the People's Republic of China, and people from other
Foreign
countries.
interests.
Yeah, from buying up a bunch of Texas property, but there's a bunch of people that are taking it. Like the individual that's from that country, like if they're a dual citizen, they can't own a home in Texas. Like that seems a bit too far, because we have a lot of dual citizens that like live here and own homes.
Yeah, and most countries you do have to be a citizen of that country to own any land or do any voting or anything like that.
Yeah.
If you do have citizenship here, you probably should be allowed to buy land.
Yeah, because that's what one of the gentlemen was saying. It's like the dual citizens, like even people that moved here, they started their families here, but they're still dual citizens. They can't give up their citizenship where they're from. Like they're still tied there somehow. It's crazy.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to. I don't think I finished this, actually. I might have fallen asleep towards the end. These things are boring. And it's like 2 hours, 15 minutes. I just try to listen out for kind of key things. I don't remember anything too terribly interesting.
And you almost got to be a lawyer to get any real value out of anything they say.
Well, and what kind of sucks is like none of my clients are on this committee. Well, I can't say that. There's a couple that kind of are, but the people in the science departments, they don't take these people very seriously, even though the faculty senate will, like, they just voted to cancel somebody's class because there was a feminist that brought up it from biology, brought up this course in nutrition that apparently is 60% like her course in biology. And she's like, yeah, I pretty much want that canceled. She literally got everybody to vote to cancel the dude's course because there was a 60% overlap. Now, nutrition and biology, you would think would have similar stuff, but because, yeah, I just, how did these people have that power that they can literally cancel somebody's course?
Wow.
Yeah. And there was one guy that spoke up. Where is he? He objected, but they still voted, and they got a majority vote. Where is the old guy?
Yeah, doesn't nutrition and biology kind of go hand in hand?
Well, it's like a nutrition kind of something, and biology was on a different thing. Like, I guess the competing classes. I'm like, why is this woman allowed to look into this dude's course and be like, oh, hey, 60% of your material is like my material. You need to stop teaching that.
Yeah, and why wasn't her material canceled?
Well, she's the one that brought up the problem.
Oh, sorry, which one's the nutrition? Is it her or him?
No, she was biology.
Okay, that does take precedence, honestly.
Yeah. Because it's a core thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this one. See, UT's getting in trouble left and right, man. University of Texas, Austin creates bureaucracy to push diversity agenda. Created an entrenched bureaucracy that exists to further the diversity, equity, and inclusion agenda. Restructuring. Ideal. Okay. NSA states that UT has created and implemented a long series of institutional policies in pursuit of the often vague, often polarized goal of DIE. The policies influence vast areas of university life. No kidding, every single area, actually. The report found that UT Austin agenda was mired to critical race, leftist academic framework. Race and identity, critical race theory has been implemented in medical school under the guise of healthy equality. Associate Dean for Health and Equality. Equity. Yeah. Let's see. Dell Medical School promote the writings of critical race theorists. Robin DiAngelo, of course. Ibram Kendi. See, you know what, though, in this faculty senate meeting, apparently UT started something to try to get, I don't know, Texas A&M has just got, and I think they're in negotiation currently, like a big contract with NASA or something.
That makes sense. And there's corporations and businesses all over the world that do contracting with universities.
They do health equity competencies for medical school and awareness. Examine how socialization of identities, including race, is social rather than genetic construct. Shape group experience, create affordances and limitations, and enforce health and behavior and utilization of healthcare. But it's not just the medical school that's been affected. The report found that the College of Fine Arts established an internal working groups to review and establish guidelines and principles of diversity and inclusion with core academic curriculum. In addition, the College of Natural Science has pledged to offer a new equity in the STEM signature courses beginning the 23-24 school year. The campaign to embed critical race theory throughout UT Austin is not limited to curriculum. However, the report from the NAS notes the school's agenda make contributions to DIE an effective job requirement for faculty members, thus compelling them further to the left of this. See, that's the thing. When a lot of these professors are trying to get grant money, they have to write out diversity, inclusion, equity bullshit. They have to talk about like their commitment to the programs and stuff.
Could you imagine if the situation was reversed on a conservative leaning side?
Yeah.
How much would be happening?
Yeah. Well, this new bill is going to force universities into all that neutrality, right? And people could sue the hell out of them.
Yeah, I honestly think this is government covering their butts.
Yeah.
Because there may be, a lot of lefties in power, but it's the lawyers who really run things.
Yeah. Deans should consult with diversity officers before creating dean's letter for promotion. Microaggressions, after all, can provide endless occasion for interventions from DIE officers, the report adds. See, and this is the thing. That's why they need more smother mothers in levels of authority.
Well, I think them calling me a cisgendered white male is a microaggression. Take them away, put them in chains.
I don't know. Will you be allowed to say that?
Probably. I mean, if I can make my case that I was, emotionally traumatized.
Right. Hmm. Well, I guess we'll see. When was this published? January 24th. Okay. What's the date today? 27th.
27th, yeah.
Yeah, UT is the most, I guess we'll call it woke university here in Texas. That's why. Morning, Douglas. How are you? Yeah, actually, that's another part of what Catherine Banks is doing, because she's doing a bunch of hiring, and she said she's making it in-house only. And these people seem to have a problem with it. Where's this one? And that'll exclude new new wokies for entering the facility. But yeah, the Dean of Engineering, they're looking for a new dean.
Good morning, Dougie.
Let's finish the job and some of the things that will be with an internal candidate.
Is top level
Strike. I mean, it seems to me what they're trying to achieve, if you just strike that fourth point about individuals, you probably solve most people's problem. I mean, it doesn't in terms of investment in the state, but at least the problem moves to somewhere else.
I'm gonna hit the bathroom.
So Senator Alvarado, thank you for being patient.
Thank you. Good. Hello, Chancellor Sharp. I have a kind of a simple question to ask you. For the last year or so, have seen that some of these top-level searches have been internal, right? Right now, we have a search for the dean of the College of Engineering. We also for the provost office too, for the permanent provost. Both of them are internal, as far as I know. Is there a reason for that? For having just for considering only internal candidates?
Yeah, those are university searches, and we have nothing to do with those. Our searches that we have done for our presidents, which is the only searches I do, and for vice chancellors, I don't think we ever had one that's been.
Just to follow up, but for the dean of engineering will be also vice chancellor's position, right? So we'll report to you. So do you think she'll be external or internal? External and internal, or just internal?
Yeah. Oh, I see which one you talk about in engineering. I didn't have a problem with that, with it being internal.
But what do we give up by not considering very good candidates that I can name at least 5 nationwide that are super qualified to be the next dean of engineering?
I think the reasoning there was that engineering has a lot of things that have been started by the previous dean and this first dean to replace her. I think maybe felt it was important to continue those things, and the best chance of doing that would be with an internal candidate this first time. Anyway, it ain't gonna change.
Thank you.
Senator Banerjee has his hand raised.
So just to follow up on what Dr. Alvarado mentioned, are we losing out on good candidates by just casting it to be internal? Or the other way to pose that question would be, why not external?
Why not external?
Why not external?
Just for what I just said. I mean, I think the president particularly feels it's important to continue with
The agenda.
things that have been set in motion, whether that's 25 by 25 or whatever. Obviously, there's been some success since you vaulted into the top 10 in colleges and universities and passed the University of Texas in engineering. And I think the reasoning was that let's finish the job in some of the things that have been started there, and then next game you come in with new and bright ideas, right?
Ooh, keyword there, with the right
His hand up again.
ideas.
Bright ideas.
Right. The correct ideas that follow their narrative. That's why they don't want to go external.
No, I don't know. I think she's I mean, maybe I have hope that she's trying to not let any more of these. Hello, Emmanuel. Internal searches are good for morale and continuity. Also, if you're sufficiently anti-woke, it's a good way to guard against wokeness infestation. See, and I think that's kind of the angle she's taking. Like she's done a lot in the past year that she's been there. I mean, the whole diversity office, it used to be like one hub, and she like split it up and moved people to all sorts of other departments. And from what I've heard, they're not happy about where they're at now. They broke up a bunch of groups that were formed in the previous administration. Oh, Emmanuel, you want to see something that these feminists are a little upset about? Check this out. Check out this bill. I'll let you read it. Can you see it, Emmanuel? If you would like to comment, I think you might like this actually.
Yeah, I wish we did things a lot more like Texas up here.
Right? Yeah. Well, I'm I'm interested in, I guess DeSantis has already done something similar.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about DeSantis.
Hmm. Well, I hope this passes. I'm going to be watching out for it.
If it doesn't, I can see a lot more class action lawsuits. I hope that goes nationwide.
Yeah. Right? Hallelujah. Yep. Well, I think I am going to wrap this stream up unless Emmanuel wants to come up and speak about this. Contriver was supposed to come, but I guess they got caught up at work.
Yeah, Contriver's pretty well educated on all this stuff.
Yeah.
Far more than I am, for sure.
Well, he can have a stream and contribute to the conversation.
I'm sure he'll pick it apart, yep.
Yeah, I'll leave the links and stuff and the timestamps for him. Maybe I should play for Emmanuel. What were you going to say, Jeremy?
If it was actually digging into the engineering or stuff like that, I could speak on it. Or biology, psychology. I don't know a whole lot about law.
Yeah, me neither.
Which I should probably fix one of these days.
That's not my lane.
When we set the budgets.
So I have two questions concerning DEI initiatives. So I'm going to ask them together here. So one is, can you please ask the Chancellor his view on House Bill 1006, which could essentially diminish all DEI initiatives? That's the first question. And the second question is a little more focused. It's some departments require faculty candidates to submit statements about their support for DEI efforts. Some also make support for DEI criteria for tenure and promotion. Some legislatures have expressed a desire to ban Texas universities from requiring DEI statements or considering support for DEI in tenure and promotion. Do you have a position on that? So those are the two questions surrounding DEI.
Yeah, I would guess on DEI that on the Senate side, I would not be surprised that it would pass a ban on anything having to do with DEI. On the House side, I don't have a clue. I can't tell because the leadership seems to be, on one side, or I don't know. They haven't expressed a particular part of it. I think when I talk to the people on the Senate side, basically what they say, well, I mean, harsh as it may seem, what they say is that DEI is a lazy man's way to get diversity. They say that what you should be doing is a lot more recruiting of minority personnel instead of waiting for them to come to your door and stuff like that. I guess they mean we're supposed to do academics like we do football. I'm not sure what they're talking about. But I don't have an idea.
I got a comment on that.
Of where.
To do it a lot more like they do football, as in send out scouts to go do the recruiting. Because, I mean, there's so many people in this country and in the world that have so many different opinions and so many different ways to do things. There's almost always a better way to do something somewhere else. If you bring those to your facility, not only will that improve the education quality, but it'll also promote that diversity. If you go to India to get a doctor, I mean, you're going to end up with typically a very high quality doctor. If you go to Germany for an engineer, typically you're going to end up with a very good engineer, stuff like that.
Yeah, but they need to recruit skin colors. They're not recruiting on merit.
Right, which is why they're having such a problem.
Yeah. Right?
Once you go away from meritocracy, all your problems really start.
Yeah.
And you can see that in anything, and I mean anything. If you go away from meritocracy, you're going to run into problems.
Yeah.
All right.
What's this, Manuel?
I don't have an idea yet of where that is. I suspect, though, that legislators that are supportive of this are probably going to hold the money on what we just talked about on the affordability and all of those things. I suspect there's going to be a lot of tying that to DEI and those things before it's over with. Do I have a comment on it?
Yeah, I'll add to that. One of the things that Jenny Jones and her team, so the team from A&M as well, led by Norman Garza, are trying to help legislators understand of what we do in those DEI offices. And our DEI offices are a whole lot less about the things that our legislators think it is about, and a whole lot more to do with student success and kind of reframing, helping them reframe that this is about, woke stuff or critical race theory or whatever. And it's really about trying to help every student who comes to our campus be successful. That's what our DEI is, the belongingness stuff. It's the things that our campuses are doing to try to make sure that everybody who walks through the door is successful. I don't know that we'll be successful with that, but it's honest and accurate. That's what our DEI efforts are really about, is for helping every student succeed regardless of what characteristics they may have. So I think the chancellor comments are really course spot on in terms of how the legislators will respond to this, and where this may go is hard to predict. But that's an effort that we're trying to do right now. And you may be aware that we asked each campus in the A&M system, including A&M, to provide us that kind of information as to what kinds of things are done under that DEI banner, so that we could be better informed as we talk to the legislators about what is actually happening in DEI, as opposed to having them shaped by what the national conversation is about DEI, which is considerably more radical in reality. So,
and we've also tried to explain to them that aside from what it does and what it is, that there are creditors driving this train too. And so, unless you think that you can find a new set of creditors that won't require that, what do you do? And so DeSantis drove a bunch of this, but I don't think he's found a new set of accreditors for Florida. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when there are no submissions, no questions answered with regard to DEI in Florida when their accreditation comes up in different colleges and universities in that place. And so we will see. Another hot button issue, of course, is tenure. But we're confident, I'm confident, that tenure is not going to be done away with, that we can find, some middle ground to keep that in place for the very simple reason that you probably don't need to have the Chancellor's Research Initiative anymore if you're trying to recruit faculty from out of state into this state, and then you throw all the money at them that you want, and then you tell them, oh, by the way, you won't get tenure. And I think they go south on it pretty fast. And so we're spending some time, talking to very privately to members about those things, and we'll see how it happens.
I'm glad the Chancellor brought up the accreditation. You may be aware that SAC-COC, which is our accreditor, as is Florida's and all of the South, is issuing a diversity kind of statement that we will have to integrate into our reaffirmation plans. I also learned in the process of finding more information about this, NCAA has a requirement as well. And I got to think that the legislators are going to pause at the concept of hurting their beloved Texas A&M or UT NCAA status because of some of the actions they may pursue. They may not care about us academics, but they sure will care about athletics. So, there's some factors out there that will play out over the following months such that the concern we have here in January may not be the same ones we have in May.
What's your opinion on tenure?
I don't think. I think it makes because it's pretty much job security for a professor. They can pretty much do whatever they want and not get fired, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't think that's okay.
Kind of like sitting judges of the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
I think if you're not doing your job, you should be able to be fired.
Exactly.
And fined or otherwise punished for your indiscretion.
Yes, I agree with that. What is this, Emmanuel? What is going on in your country? Is this in your country? Retrench 500 white maintenance workers? Get rid of 500 white male employees, most of which do maintenance work, in the next 2 years. The trade union has revealed this forms part of the utilities' latest. Oh, is this your utilities that already suck, Emmanuel? Oh, man. Yeah, it is. Let's see. There's an urgent need in South Africa for the deployment of the best skills in the job, regardless of race. It is said we were competent black and white artisans. Let's see. People should recruit based on their ability to help solve the power crisis without looking at color of the skin. Did not reveal how it would address the skills challenge, but was all about skin color. Yeah.
Wow.
If the feminists in my country only understood what their bullshit does to other countries. Yeah.
And feminists are definitely the loudest voice right now, but they're not the root of the problem.
They are the majority of the problem because those individuals that all subscribe to that ideology are the ones who are actively participating in changing laws and policies and also subverting the minds of our young.
Right, they're the loudest voices. But
Yes.
the
And
root
the
of
highest number of traitors to our country.
the root of the problem is the WEF guys, the guys who are actually in charge.
Yeah, that the feminists manipulate.
Well, they're actually manipulating the feminists, but yeah. Because it's not women that are in power, it is men.
Okay, Lord Jeremy. I'm
it's the men
so
with
tired.
all the money.
No. The men with all the money still get targeted by these feminists that extract resources.
But
I know
the
you want to
feminists have
blame
only been
them.
the feminists have only been in power recently. The evil men that quite literally rule the world have been in power since time began. And the money makes the rules. I'm sure you know that. It's the George Soros and Klaus Schwab peoples.
Okay. A handful of super rich men are behind all of our society's problems.
For the most part, because they thought up feminism. Feminism is a product of Marxism, communism. They all follow the same ethos. But I don't want to get your stream popped, so I'll just stop talking about that. If you go down that rabbit hole, you'll see where the real problem lies. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Well, while you guys focus on the real problem, the women in my country, your country, and every fucking Western country are the ones destroying it. Destroying families, destroying people, and all that.
If they weren't allowed to do so, it wouldn't be happening, though.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Contriver. I was about to end this stream.
Contriver.
Oh, come on. I just
Hey,
came.
buddy.
So, just to summarize what you wanted to discuss regarding the accreditation, good mother.
Mm-hmm.
Retrenchment. Well,
Yeah,
retrenchment from where?
This is a different thing. This is a manuals.
Okay.
I have to use the restroom. I'm glad you're here to keep Lord Jeremy company. I'll be right back, Contriver.
Okay.
Hey,
Sir,
Contriver.
how are you, sir?
I am doing very well. How are you?
I'm better than I deserve.
Amen, brother.
Thanks a lot, sir.
So there's a lot of shenanigans going on in India, eh?
More than we could think of. After all, we are the largest population in the world now.
Yes,
I mean,
you are.
we are getting there, and we would get there this year, most probably next year, if we miss the target. But society is failing. If people didn't notice and take cognizance that 20% of men in India are remaining single. Hold on. Where was that article? Let me just.
I think the last estimate for the U.S. was around 43%.
43, I don't know about that, but 40 million men.
Well, I know 30% of men have not had intercourse in the last 2 years. That was done in 2020, and it still holds true, that study.
When the matter of survival comes into the picture and becomes the top priority, then I think that these sort of insipid and trifling matters actually, take a back seat. When the
Agreed.
matter of survival is on line, then it is the case. Now, I don't know the statistics at hand, but people are remaining single for most part of the time. As far as I'm concerned, I'm single, and
Yep,
that is the
same.
case.
Yeah, I have not been involved with any woman whatsoever since my separation and my divorce. Nor do I
Same
want
here,
to be.
and neither do I. I mean, after the trauma that I have gone through, the laws keep getting worse and worse. And this is the thing, actually. Most people actually would castigate me for saying that, but I shall say that people don't understand as to how a society functions when there are inherent sense of laws and legality, which are the top priority of a civilization. The Romans used to have their own laws. The Greeks used to have their own laws. The Celtics used to have their own laws. The Vikings used to have a code of honor, more like the Spartans, the Athenians. Everyone was the same. The Persians as well, the Egyptian pharaohs as well.
Oh
So,
yeah, I know plenty about the Vikings. That's my blood heritage.
oh yeah, you are a descendant of the
Leif Erikson.
mighty the mighty Ragnar.
Eric the Red would be my closest
Okay,
living my closest relative of any note.
okay.
And Leif Erikson, his son.
Yes, but if you read in the grand scheme of things, how do societies fail? Just like, for example, the very recent Western European historian, historic example that would be the Roman Empire. Uh, the Romans used to have laws. They converted to Christianity under the leadership of Constantinople,
Constantine, yep.
Constantine, and that was disastrous for Europe in general.
To put it
I would
lightly.
say that even as a brown chap, let me say this: I have empathy for the people who have been emasculated under the name of Christianity, not to actually castigate people on the basis of their religion, but that is why even someone like Machiavelli had to write The Prince, because the life of Jesus was basically something else. That was the pre early days when the Crusaders were launched. The Crusaders were launched, and on the gates of Vienna, Saladin was, you know, there was a scuffle and they were pushed back. And Saladin came and he said that, okay, I have come over here, so I would put down my flag of Islam over here in Sarajevo, of all places, that is present day Bosnia. So that is the ancient history. But Vienna, I mean, I would love to be inside the gates of Vienna if push comes to shove. But I would want patriarchy to return. And patriarchy cannot return unless and until Crusaders, I mean, they were not that much effective. When it came to their home turf, it was fine, but otherwise, they could not take back the land of Jerusalem. Uh, the knights were launched, the knighthood was in the order of the Pope and under the adjutant warrior monks who were dispatched from time to time.
The Templars.
So
Yep.
the Knight Templars. So I mean, and there is a whole sort of a alumbrados sort of a cult that is going on where they worship Moloch and so on and so forth. I don't want to get into that because then it becomes, even though we have historic references for that and citations, it becomes a little bit frustrating because then what is the end of it? So my point is, being a masculine man does not mean that you cannot be Christian or a Muslim or a Buddhist or a Hindu or whatever. Being a man means being a man. The definition of man, any man whom you would see from history. Take him as your example. If you want to take someone like Saladin or Salahuddin Ayyubi as your example, take him as your example. Or take Julius Caesar as your example.
Or
Doesn't
Marcus
matter.
Aurelius, or
I would take Julius Caesar over Marcus Aurelius any day, any time, because he created the greatest fighting force of the Roman Empire, that was the 13th Legion. It is just that he failed because he was assassinated by his own people, including
like
Brutus.
Alexander.
Brutus.
Yep.
Alexander was not that much successful as compared to Julius Caesar himself. So I would prefer Julius Caesar over any of these great Roman leaders like Marcus Aurelius or Alexander or whatever.
Or even Genghis Khan. Yep.
Genghis Khan was in a different league. Genghis Khan was the prime example of a person who turned around things in a way that only an individual could do, who has some sort of divine supernatural force behind him. I mean, if you see the life of Genghis Khan, he was born in a slave tribe. What used to happen is the Mongols kept fighting each other because they were given money by the Chinese, and uh, the Islamic invasion of the entire Persian peninsula as well as the Indian subcontinent happened at that time. He was the only person who survived slavery till the age of 35 or in his 30s, and after that turned around tribe by tribe and became the leader and gave a cathartic experience to the entire nation of Mongolian tribes under a hard disciplined tutelage, and created the biggest, strongest conquering force of this entire world. I mean, nobody could touch that.
Yeah, the
And
likes of which has
for
never been seen since.
exactly, and uh, it is my cup of tea, and I would like to discuss many things about it. But uh, the short
I
point is, Genghis Khan was something who was meant to be what he achieved in his life. Oh, Lord Jeremy. Oh, anyways, I shall give the StreamYard link once again in case anyone wants to join in. And it's fine, it's fine. I gave the StreamYard link again, sir. And Godmother is also here. Oh, Mr. Jeremy is here. Yes.
Sorry about that. I bumped
Oh,
my
no,
phone
it's
in
fine.
just the wrong spot.
It's fine, it's fine. It happens. Occupational hazard, as we call it. So, yes, and Emmanuel, I agree with you 100%. Men are rising up again, but even now, we are still infighting. We are not standing up to the authority that is called the state. The state is the biggest form of authority that we have today. What we know as government. I mean, it is not government at all. In Latin, it means control of the mind, as we already know it, as well as that is the authority or the constitutional body that makes laws for the benighted heathen like us. So I mean, why deal with the state? And this is what even KGB defector Yuri Bezmenov said, that
Yes.
Ronald Reagan, and this was when he was giving that art of subversion lecture. He said Ronald Reagan has no right to govern the people about what the conservation of environment in America is going to be. And Ronald Reagan has only and only responsibility to manage the borders and take care of the Soviet Marxist indoctrination. And if he cannot do that, people think it is inverse. People think it is upside down, that a government has full responsibility of maintaining the green belt or the industrial belt or the town planning and city planning and this, that, and the other, while it is not the case. And government has no responsibility to take care of the geopolitical stuff. However, they do it surreptitiously uh, in both conditions, but we don't say it now, would we?
I would love to have a one-on-one conversation with you, sir. You're very knowledgeable.
uh, I have started becoming rusty now because I am a former strategic affairs observer. My friends from uh, Paris and Moscow and elsewhere, I have many friends in Pentagon, in all these arms control association sort of think tanks with their holier than thou thinking segments, which even discuss how many casualties there are going to be if the trajectory of the missile is going to be this way or that way, whether it is from US Army War College or US Naval War College. I used to have a cup of coffee and tea with those sort of chaps and individuals. They are the deep state. And I knew that. It is just that I was fine with them being a globalist or making the world as a global village. It is just that when they came after people's families, their social fabric, and their children via, even if they would have taken away religion, all religions, I would have been fine with that. I could have lived with that. When they took away families, is where I drew the line. And I distanced myself, got booted out, got a lifetime ban from all geopolitical, geostrategic think tanks all over the world, including US, Canada, UK, and India as well, where I am from. I cannot even approach a geopolitical, geostrategic, strategic affairs think tank in India because I know who they are and they know who I am. So that is the thing. Otherwise, we can discuss as to how Aegis Corp and Blackwater and all these people have privatized the private military company affairs and anything you wish to address. I would be there for it.
Yep, my affiliation, and I don't have liberty to speak on that too much or elaborate.
Oh, surely, I agree, sir. But Emmanuel, my brother, you are right. I don't want to roil the waters too much, but the short point is whatever you believe in is the normal would be used against you, and the state would come after you. It is basically thought policing, and once you tell the people that this is imagine in a world where being heterosexual would be considered as illegal. Yes, such a world would come. I mean, who knows? Or, I mean, likewise, we have already legalized in a way LGBT as being normal. I mean, of all the people, the last person to do that would be a conservative, and the conservatives are jumping through hoops. All these American Inc., Young American Foundation, that Chip and Dale Rescue Ranger, chipmunk voice, Ben Shapiro of all people, that bastard who had businesses with oil companies and oil magnates. I mean, this Bible preaching, Bible thumping Dinesh D'Souza, this bastard Reaganite. I mean, all these people, they talk a good deal. I mean, that is being a politician. I mean, there is no difference between a politician and a prostitute, frankly.
Well, the prostitute's
And
honest about her price.
exactly. And that is why I think this chalice has already been broken and it cannot be rebuilt.
Humpty Dumpty.
Yes, but Humpty Dumpty cannot climb on the wall again unless and until he becomes lean and thin. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. I
And
mean,
Humpty Dumpty
we
was a great big fat feminist.
exactly. I mean, we used to read these nursery and KG rhymes in India. We didn't call it kindergarten. We used to call it KG, the short form abbreviation of it. So we used to sing London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady, and then wheeled it up with iron bars. This was the poem, and Rain, Rain, go away, little Johnny wants to play. This was the poem, and which was one? Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after.
Yeah, all the good ones.
I mean, reminiscing the past sometimes help what we
Indeed.
had. It was sanctimonious. It was
You're around my
sacrosanct.
age too, right? Mid
I'm
30s?
34.
Yeah, you're exactly
34.
my age. Okay.
Okay.
It's amazing how similar we are on opposite sides of the world.
Exactly. Even though our religions are different, our
Well,
eating and food habits would be completely different.
I've delved
But still then, our mentality is the same.
I've delved quite deep into Hinduism and Buddhism. I am still based in Christianity, but I've done my due diligence, as it were. I would say I'm Zen Christian.
Okay.
If that means anything to you.
I would consider myself to be an archbishop style of a Buddhist.
Okay.
So I just think if we would live as an NPC, that would be beneficial because we cannot make a point. Honestly speaking, at this stage, we cannot make a point. Even if we exemplify through our actions, even if we put our lives on the line, it doesn't matter because consciousness of a nation, of a civilization has died, whether it is yours or mine.
Very
We are
true.
just the living corpses. We are just a dead man walking already.
One of my favorite quotes is uh, the conservatives are on the side of the corpse and the liberals are on the side of the maggots. And
Exactly, exactly,
they're both fighting over their pieces.
exactly. These Bible thumping, Jehovah's Witness style of conservatives, God, country, family. Where is God? Is there a God in your family court? When a woman actually, steals someone's children, his flesh and blood from him, where is
Only
your
the
God? Where is your country that you so believe in that you tell your people that you have to die and then come home to an empty house which has been ransacked by the woman who left and cheated on him and appeared in the porn industry? Be it your country or be it my country. And where is your family where you have allowed unnatural sexual orientations like LGBT and even exposed your own children, your own flesh and blood to that? I mean, these politicians talk a good game, but I would say this it is not worth a hassle. It is not worth a hassle. Just like Stardust used to say, the juice is not worth the squeeze.
Amen.
I mean, I used to think you are 40 years old, honestly.
Me?
Yes,
Huh.
but you are in your 30s.
Yes.
I swear you, even I look older than my age. I used to do all the time. When I used to be, you know, 14 or 15 years old, people used to think I'm 21 or 22. And I'm not being facetious, and this actually happened. I shall tell you. I used to go to Gold's Gym, and there was another Indian fellow of mine who was a trainer over there, and this was in Alberta. Uh, he used to tell me, I complimented him that, I'm not having some neck pain because you gave me the cushion for doing the barbell squats on the Smith machine. So he said in a jovial manner, very cavalierly, he said that, sir, in your age, these sort of things actually happen. I mean, what he wanted to imply is that I am an older gentleman, and that is why I'm. And do you know? Okay, take a guess. At what age I would had been for him to compliment me like that?
I'm gonna say 22.
No, I was 29, and do you know when okay, then I stopped actually saying something, and I asked him, so what do you think is my age? And I swear on my mother's life, he said, sir, around 50 or something. And I was 29. I was like, hello, brother, I am 29.
See, I have the opposite of that. I got a baby face. I often still get carded just to buy alcohol. I
Really?
Oh yes,
Oh, so you have the reverse age effect with me. I mean,
correct.
I have the advanced age effect with me, where I just have to apply for pension somewhere and they would give me because they think that now I am a senior citizen.
No, I often get mistaken for somebody who isn't even allowed to drink yet. And I got a baby face. People mistake me for being 15 years younger than I am.
Well, that is a good thing. You could pick up a chick in high school or at least in the college or university.
Yeah, my dad didn't even have a gray hair till he was 50 years old.
Okay, so it runs in the family.
Yes, sir.
My father is completely the opposite.
That's not a good problem to have, no offense.
That is actually a good thing for me. It has an adversarial effect that I'm considered as a stalwart or something important, unless and until they know that I'm in my 30s. In a way, it's fine. People try to think that I'm an old man, so they don't give a damn about me.
Whereas I like them underestimating my wisdom or my knowledge. Go ahead, think I'm a young boy.
Brother Emmanuel, everything is done. I want clean for a man. I mean, if you know, cleaning after you defecate or urinate is also considered, cleaning your own human feces would also be considered as a male privilege nowadays. These people could go to any extent. So let us not talk about that, because that is, I mean, just like Minka
I'm
was saying in the.
sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, eventually, sometimes you say something, it does not sound funny to you when you are saying or enunciating that, but the other people might laugh over it. So it is a good deal. It is a win win situation for all.
Cleaning up your own shit is a male privilege.
Oh, yes. I mean, these women would, defecate, and we have to pick up the human feces. it is not infantilizing or lobotomizing. This is serious mental degradation, denigration of an individual's responsibility. And that is going to happen. It is even inevitable. And all of this, okay. So, good mother is gone now. Hey, hey, I'm the only one here.
You have the power
Yes,
by the
yes, I have
power
the
of
power.
Grayskull.
I have the power of my God fairy, good mother. Seriously, I love her, not in a sexual way, but as an elder sister or something, because what she has done for me, what she has done for this community, it would not never have had been the same without her. I mean, from braving FBI and police on her doorstep to, taking all the false allegations on the chin. I mean, kudos to her.
Yeah, I would second that.
I mean, she even gave the link of her StreamYard link to me, and she even motivated me to make a channel to start posting more and more stuff. Guess what? I would be posting more and more stuff. I have literally posted all of the videos of Spetsnaz, who was the my favorite MGTOW content creator, but there is another one who goes by the name Man, Woman, and Myth. And many people have not heard about him. He was much before Chris Cantu, Spetsnaz, and everybody came into the picture. He was the one who started it. So it is an unconscionable deal. Yes, it is unconscionable because the people are ungrateful towards the male of the species. And I agree with you. So, what I'm trying to do is I would post more and more videos of Man, Woman, and Myth. And he did this in the late 2000s and the early 2010s. And he is very respected among the people, the old stalwarts who knew that because he put a bullet in his own head, he committed suicide, but somehow he survived. He's still with us today, but his brain has turned into a brain of a 5-year old child because of the damage that the bullet has done.
Reversion.
It would have been better if he would not had survived, because
Yep.
I don't want to see the people whom I look up to uh, in that state. I want to imagine him in a way that I used to imagine, and I would still look up to him, and I would still post all these videos, and that's it. So, Man, Woman, and Myth and his collection back to back would be coming. All my videos would be age appropriate. So, I agree, and then everyone has to enter and look it up. But these videos would be coming very, very soon.
Yeah. Gone with John was probably my inspiration. I'll probably be doing more content come April or so.
Oh, surely.
people are me.
Gone with John is another positive content creator whom I look up to in this day and age, because I actually want positivity. I don't want negativity in anything. Um, this is, hey Bandit, hi. This is our community, which needs to be all encompassing, all embracing, except that people would have positivity. There is too much of a negative approach of people who have an attitude of my way or the highway. I mean, it shouldn't be like that. Come on. I mean, are we really following the three tenets, the three stipulations? If we are, then whatever else we do, I mean, it is on our discretion. Why do we have to be answerable to someone or the other as to how things are and how things should be? I mean, that is why I would talk to anybody where I could get my point across as a Mikta philosophy, uh, not as a preacher, but I could impart the wisdom of Mikta philosophy to the masses. I would go to any platform. It is
Likewise.
just that I don't get that privilege because I get penalized for going on different platforms like Better Biatches or others, because I want more and more people to know that, because they might be living the lifestyle and not knowing it. Just like Mr. Iridium Kush, he is the OG because he has lived through that since the 90s. And I applaud him for that. And I admire that he has become a content creator for the younger generation of people like me who look up to him for answers. Yes, sir, you were saying something.
No, I was just agreeing.
Oh, okay. So, did you have any children with your ex? Just a
Not,
personal question. You could refrain from answering anything if you think it is personal.
no, I don't have any problem. I did not have any children with my ex-wife, but my son is from the relationship I had before my wife.
Okay. I uh, In our relationship we could not conceive a child because there was too much vitriol among us. I mean, we were not living like partners but like enemies.
I
So
had the
that,
opposite problem.
yes.
She was definitely my best friend, but she betrayed me in the worst possible way.
And she was my biggest enemy and declared it from day one.
Well, at least she was honest with you.
Shit.
I'm getting some reverberation from you, sir?
From Mr. Bingus, actually.
Yes, yes, from Mr. Bingus.
Alright, can y'all hear me?
Oh, yes, sir. Sure.
Shit. I probably shouldn't be on this late.
Why?
Because it's
We are happy
fucking.
that you are here.
I was just listening in because I'm fucking bored.
It's
What's up,
fine.
Lord Jeremy?
Hey, Bingus. The
Good
first
to
time I
see
got
you,
to talk with
man.
you.
Just got back on the tube.
Heard you broke your phone, huh? That's too bad.
Dude, I was like, I didn't have internet for like probably like 4 days straight or more. But yeah, so I probably didn't have a phone for like, I don't know, I gotta get a new one though, like as soon as possible. Can you guys hear me? Or
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
yeah, so you guys can keep talking about whatever.
No, we were just playing the world's smallest violin for our sob stories as to how our exes devastated us, destroyed us in family
You know,
courts.
like that London Bridge is falling down kind of thing, and like Ring Around the Rosie kind of thing. Those all start like, especially Ring Around the Rosie. That started like really like medieval ages. I'm not sure about London Bridge because that's pretty new, but like things like Ring
Pockets
Around
full
the
of
Rosie.
posies, ring around the rosy was from the Black
Husha,
Plague.
husha, and
Yeah,
all fell
exactly.
down.
Yep, the Black Plague, the ring around the rosy, pockets full of posies, ashes, ashes, we
Yes,
all fall down.
Yeah.
yes.
And London Bridges falling down was about a real London bridge that
Real
fell
London
down and
Bridge.
lots of people
The
died.
fucking
Yep.
Yes.
I was just wondering, like, I was just making sure, you know, the facts were right and stuff on that one.
Yep.
But, yeah, I thought that when I was younger, I thought that Ring Around the Rosie thing was trippy because, like, we always used to do it in, like, elementary school, you know?
Yes, yes. We used to do the same while playing.
Yeah, trippy.
That's why
It's like
everybody's
most
supposed to
kids don't know
lay
what the hell
down
it
after
means
your.
still.
That's why everybody's supposed to lay down after the song is done.
Yeah.
The pockets full of posies, because it signifies everybody dying.
Man, I had to do so much coding and shit to get this computer to work, dude. I got to work at like 3 o'clock. I had to like fucking do all sorts of shit, dude. It was so whack.
Coders and their life is hell. Even if it is a small game programming developer or a very big franchise of an IT company. I mean, coding is coding. It is all the same. C++,
Yeah, coding is
Python,
trippy.
Java, whatever.
Yeah, you must know all about coding though, it seems like.
No, no, no. I I actually we used to have subjects which we used to choose in our just like you people call it as grades, 11th grade, 12th grade, 10th grade. We call it in India as class or standard. So in 10th standard, we have to choose different lanes in which we
Whoa.
would pursue further, whether it is physics, chemistry, maths, or whether it is biology plus maths, biology plus information practice, or
Do you guys
commerce.
have like
Yes.
college grade? Because I took college grade computers.
No, I mean, what I used to learn is basically Visual Basic and Oracle. I learned these two in 11th standard and 12th standard. Yes.
Yeah, it's just I think it's just like called different things because you're from India and stuff.
Yes, but
But you guys have like a sick coding program, probably.
I mean,
To be
even
honest.
children in classes are doing that because they are learning C++, Python, Java. I mean, I used to learn Java as well. C++, not so much, but I wanted to. And C++ and Java are the only desktop operating systems alongside the game developing procedures which people could choose.
Whereas I learned good old DDoS.
Oh wow, you are old school, huh?
Oh yes, brother.
I mean,
Dude, I
But
literally.
if you know DDoS, you can pretty much hack any system. Everything's built off of DDoS.
Yeah.
and for that you have to learn Java because
Yes.
desktop operating system is based on Java.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned it a little bit, but that is ancient history now for me because I have lost touch with it. And
First thing I learned about computers, what they taught us was like computer money, kind of like crypto, and then we got into like straight coding after.
okay,
How old are you, Bengus?
I'm 23.
oh
Oh, you're
yes,
just a young buck. Okay.
young
Yeah.
buck.
And just a personal question. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Do you smoke the 420?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I can hear it in your
Oh, there ain't
voice.
no hiding that. No, I'm just
Oh
being
yeah,
quiet.
no, you totally sound like a stoner.
Oh no, I'm just from that area.
Oh, Emmanuel, you also learned C++, huh? I guess I was the only one who missed the bus and instead I had to learn uh, Visual Basic and Oracle.
Oh, you learned that too. You're talking about stocks, or
No, no, no. Oracle is a coding
sorry, I
language.
couldn't understand what you were saying really.
Oracle.
Oracle,
Oracle.
Oracle. Okay, for you, Oracle. It is basically a coding language just like C++ or Java.
Yeah, yeah, we
It
had to
is an
learn
older
like
version
yeah.
which used to be there, and Saudi management used to work in that. Saudi Arabia.
So there's like a math kind of that goes with no, it's just more of a how I learned coding was what do you call it? It's like a table, I guess. It's like a math table, whatever the hell you call it, you know? Kind of like you know the tables, like it comes after the next.
Multiplication tables.
It's yeah, it's kind of like that,
Yep, yep.
but like it's like a system. I forgot what the dude. I'm having a brain fart, bro. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Go to sleep, brother. Sleep well, sweet
Oh
dreams.
no, I'm about to go snowboarding, like in a little bit.
I mean, so stay safe at least. Don't smoke too much.
No,
It
I
does
don't really
block the
smoke that
connections of your
much.
brain cells. So make sure
Exactly.
you abstain for 3 weeks at least.
No, I'm just trying to keep quiet.
I hear you.
Yeah, so, ayo, Lord Jeremy, how's the weather where you're at?
It is 2 degrees Fahrenheit.
Uh,
Where I am, it is 11 degrees Celsius.
I don't even know how cold it is over here. I'm in the, I'm in the warm house. It's probably like in the negatives outside. I don't know.
Let's
That's just
see.
because it's like
Two
late at night.
2 degrees Fahrenheit would convert over to about negative 17 Celsius for you, Unwanted.
We have like over 300 inches of snow right now.
Yeah, we got a good 2.5 feet on the ground, almost a meter.
Sounds like you're from Canada.
In
From the
Canada,
next,
the snow is actually, the weather is around minus 50 degrees Celsius in winters, especially.
Well, Canada gets pretty cold, but
I used to live in Alberta, I know.
oh shoot, for real?
I'm
Yes.
I'm Alberta's next door neighbor in the United States. I'll just
Well,
put it
wow.
that
I'm in
way.
the United States, but you can already tell that
Yeah,
I live in the Sierra Mountains, but
Minnesota,
yeah.
home of the Duluth model.
So, like, you only have like a couple inches of snow there right now?
2.5 feet
Like, that's all. Oh,
on the ground.
yeah. We have like 15 feet or more here. But I'm not gonna say exactly where I live.
We've had a couple of periods of melting.
Yeah, it's melting a little bit right now, but no, this snow is gonna stay for another 8 months. Like that's how crazy it is. It's like literally the craziest like year. So fuck. I saw this dude's. I want to take a picture of this dude's Volkswagen because it's just buried. This old ass Volkswagen. It's so fucked. He needs to get it running. He needs to dig it up. Like I will pit. Like I'll do it for like $50, yo. Probably like 80 actually, because that's a lot of snow on his car. Dude just been letting that shit stack since the beginning of the year. His car is completely gone.
Poof, under the snow.
Dude, I don't even know if that thing runs anymore. There's no fucking way, dude.
I don't know. I restored a 74 twin engine motorcycle, and all I had to do was clean the carbs and replace the spark plugs. And
What do you
she
do if
popped right
like
off.
it's just like shit's frozen?
Drain all the fluids and replace them.
That's so fucked.
But
Shit.
I
I'll dig the dude's car out, but I
I
won't
gotta
pay for
do
his new
something for about
fluids.
5 minutes. So if you and Unwanted want to keep going, I need about 5
It's
minutes.
kind of late, and seems like everyone's passed out, kind of. So, except James off House Bond.
Yeah, he's in South Africa, so totally different time zone for him.
JR, my man, what's up, bro?
JR, buddy.
Fuck. A familiar face, at least. I know Contriver, I know you too, but damn. Good morning, JR.
I don't know if JR is playing games on me sometimes, but sometimes he rips on me. But I love that guy. He's funny as
Yeah,
hell.
JR is chilling.
I like JR.
Yeah, me and JR have had our times, but like I usually just fuck around and he got pissed off and then we usually make up.
Little smoochy smoochy.
Get a little bit of smooch from JR and me.
You still there, Unwanted?
The kind of face only a mother could love. Shoot, if your mom don't want to kiss you, JR, I'll kiss you. No, I'm just kidding.
JR, that's Hulk's secret too.
My secret is always pissed. Little smoochy. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I got to go to the bathroom. So if you want to hold it down for a couple of minutes, I'll be right back.
No, I was going to say the same thing, but yeah, I'll hold it down.
All right, be right back.
I think Unwanted is took a header. Yo, JR, my fucking phone broke and I was out for like 4 days, dude. It's so fucked. Felt like a fucking whole 2 weeks. Maybe I should just go to just wondering how many people are here right now. 6 are watching. Holy shit. Yeah, I think the chat is kind of dead right now, so I'm gonna take a piss. Angus, you still up on the slopes? Yeah, dude. I'm about to go out tomorrow or today. I'm probably gonna go around 10 o'clock this morning and hit up the mountain. But I ate shit really bad the other day, like 2 times. And I think I fucking broke my tailbone, to be honest. Oh man, there's some hot chicks though.
Where are the hot chicks, by the way?
What's up?
I mean, where are the hot chicks?
Hot chicks?
Yes.
On the mountain.
It is not worth the hassle. The juice is not worth the squeeze. We shall not go up there.
Wait, what is it?
I would rather climb Mount Everest, but I would not go up there on the Appalachian Mountain Trail.
You'd rather... I'm sorry, what?
I would rather climb Mount Everest than finding a woman on a mountain.
Oh yeah, of course. So they're called snow bunnies. Like all those chicks that like do like they're literally called snow bunnies. They just... I got a little patch of snow out west. Going near a city, fuck that shit. Yo, JR, we got like over 15, or we got like 15, no, we got like 15 feet of snow right now still. I was about to say we got probably more, but it kind of melted down today and yesterday and the day before. But yeah, like when you're out there, you're not like searching for chicks. You just see chicks sometimes. I mean, there's some hot chicks out there. Oh shit, they got 25 feet in Big Bear. They do not have 25 feet in Big Bear, bro.
25 feet Big Bear? Was it a bear or, a Bigfoot or
No, it's a
something?
place.
Okay.
It's a place in California.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, Jared. Like, dude, like, I mean, I can say that's just like, I mean, honestly, I can say like, but like going off of inches, we literally have like the most snow in the United States right now. Uh, like the storms that have been coming through this year is fucking gnarly, dude. It's abnormal. But like honestly, like to be real about it, yeah, Big Bear, there's no fucking way. Like if you see me walking down the street on Discord, it looks like there's like 50 feet of snow or something, but it's just from the snow plows. And like snow blowers and stuff and moving snow around, it turns it into like big piles of snow. But like Big Bear getting 25 feet, man, that's odd. I had to check that out. There ain't no way.
I mean, in Chicago, it is 9 to 10 feet deep. That I have heard. I mean, that too from the 90s. I don't know what is the situation regarding the weather over there in Chicago. Texas also had a snowfall last year, isn't it? Last year or the year
Chicago,
preceding
I
last
don't know
year?
about Chicago, but yeah, how much fucking snow? Let's see the snow report.
Just try to watch the F-bombs there, Bengus.
Try to what?
Watch the F-bombs.
F-bombs. Oh, because of the... Okay, gotcha, man.
Yeah.
I'm usually used to people like not worrying about that. Sorry.
I'm having some mic issues unwanted. You want to re-invite me to the stream here in a second?
Oh, surely. I shall give the link. Eventually, I'm going to end, by the way.
Yeah, anytime you feel like ending it, I think we're good.
Shall we end it for now? Because I came in too late. Because good mother had something, and I couldn't come at the right appropriate time. So that's it.
Was that you that posted the link, or is Good Mother still
Yes.
listening?
No, I posted the links.
They only have 36 inches to 48 inches of snow depth. In Big Bear. Sorry, I was just talking to JR.
So how are you, Bingus, my brother?
Man, I really wish my headset would fucking work. Or sorry, dude, I'm cursing a lot. Sorry about that. I wish my headset would
Had worked.
work.
Yeah, the new headset I got works really well.
No, it's not my headset. It's the computer. Fuck.
Apparently, my mic was even picking up the buttons from playing Xbox while I was doing the stream earlier with GM. She's like, "What's that clicking noise?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, my bad."
Yeah. Yeah, JR, 36 inches is like, and it's probably
3
slush
feet.
because
3
it's
feet.
melting so much too, so it's gonna suck to snowboard in.
3 feet. Around 3 feet, because
No, it's
12
not.
inches
It's
is
not.
equal to 1 feet, 1 foot.
Well, I
Yep.
mean, like, factual, it's not.
And 3 feet is pretty close to a meter.
Okay.
Well, Big Bear, like, I know Big Bear, it does not have 3 feet right now. Like that. It's like, it, yeah, it's not like that right now. Just to give you a heads up, just being factual. So I don't know about Big Bear. They're probably blowing snow if anything right now, but I mean, still go. It'd still be a fun time. It it is kind of, I don't know about Big Bear too. I mean, I do, but yeah, it might be a little.
Well, not to cut you out of the conversation, Bengus, but
Yeah, go ahead, guys.
Contriver, what do you think about modern day society versus Rome in its final days?
More or
What are the
less,
similarities? What are the differences, other than
quite
technology, of course?
identical. Quite identical. Men were emasculated, men were effeminate, men did not care about anything. Women were aborting their own babies. Roman women, by the way, while they were sleeping around with whoever they could. And this is how Rome got conquered. And in the last days of the Rome, they were able to actually uh, use men from their own world's oldest profession, that is being a hired gun, a mercenary, uh, and they worked from there. I mean, they used to, invite and pay money to all these people who were going for a pilgrimage to the Knight Templars and all that, alongside the Germanic pagans, the Goths, who were inducted into the Romans but not fairly assimilated. And then they destroyed the Romans, and then fairly and squarely became themselves the Romans.
The Merovingian kings.
Pardon?
The Merovingian kings, the Germanic tribes, the barbarian
The
kings.
Germanic pagans, as I call it, because that is what I read about it. So there could be some tribes I don't know about it, but they were the Goths basically.
Yep.
So they conquered them, and it is not only Western societies like that. Japan is dying. In South Korea, it is mandatory to have a girlfriend in your high school. India is going to decline, regardless of the fact that they have a high population or not. It is also going to decline because in China, if people don't remember, 850,000 less children are born this year,
Yep,
despite a
almost a
three-child
million.
policy. Despite a three-child policy of People's Republic of China.
And America is moving along a lot of the same lines with, almost 50% of women not going to have a husband or children by, was it 2040?
Exactly.
Kitty.
I thought it was a child crying or something, so I got
Yep.
really concerned. Oh, yeah, it was a kitten. Okay.
Yeah, that's my kitty. Oh, hush you.
We are all going for, we are all in for a rude awakening. The moment of truth would approach us, and we would have nowhere to defect to. Just like KGB defector Yuri Bezbanov used to say, this is the last bastion. That is America. Unlike me, you would have no place to defect to unless and until you want to live in Antarctica with penguins.
Which it might come to that.
Yes, but it is a barren piece of land and nothing grows over there. I mean, penguins and sharks would not be that much friendly to human
And,
beings over there.
and bacteria and a couple of special species of fungus.
Exactly, and the cost of living over there, oh my heavens. I don't even want to imagine what would be like living over there on the South Pole.
But it would still be easier to live in Antarctica than it would be to move to Mars, like Elon Musk is planning.
I mean, at least Elon Musk is planning something, and I would rather go to a colony. It is rather a tragedy that there is no place, nowhere left to, approach as a place where people would leave us alone. The state would leave us alone. The governments would leave us alone, and that is not what is happening right now. So I'm quite so Mars is a good destination if that happens. I would love to live on Mars.
Or the Artemis missions to Moon.
I mean, Moon, Mars, Jupiter, I don't care. I just want to get away.
Alpha Centauri.
Alpha Centauri, Babylon 5, whatever.
Just get me away from this.
Just
Isn't
get
that
me away from
sad?
this. You people nuke each other and die out, while I myself, along with some of my MGTOW brothers, would be living happily, watching from Mars with a telescope as to what is happening in the rest of the world. When the nuclear radiation would come out, then we would come out. I wish there was another dimension or another portal to another world. I would have happily moved over there, even alongside aliens.
I think what we need is a public works project of the likes that were launched in the 60s to unite people behind a common goal and remove a lot of the predispositions of government control and societal control. I would love to see us
Societal
launch a
control.
new space race.
societal control is also good. Government control is something where you are not in charge. Someone else is the judge, jury, and executioner.
And the moral authority.
Exactly. And they always take the moral high ground in favor of their own biological imperative, that is protecting and mollycoddling the vaginas of the world. And this is quite unfair. Uh, Needless to say about it, we have we have had a first hand experience of that, and I will expunge on that.
Yeah, it's worldwide. It isn't good, and it isn't going to be fixed anytime soon. Not without major upheaval.
Major upheaval, conundrum, fiasco, scuffle, or shall we say, for the lack of a better word, revolution. And when we use these terms, actually, we come on the government's radar.
Yep. Yeah,
And that
I know for a
is
fact
what
that my communications are monitored.
exactly, so are mine. And this is why I want to let us just expunge on that. And
Exactly.
exactly. So, Bingus, my friend, any closing thoughts or comments, views? Mr. Bingus?
He's got his mic muted.
I can't unmute you. You have been muted on your side. All
Well,
right, I have to. Yeah.
let me posit a question to you, Mr. Contriver. If you were magically made the emperor of the world, what changes would you implement?
Complete recognition of the hunter gatherer phenomena. That is the first and foremost priority. Recognition of nature.
And a return to natural order?
Natural order. Precisely. Natural order means that even if we have to go back 2000 years ago. I'm willing to go back to 2000 years ago.
Or even 6,000?
I mean, not to the Paleolithic age, but at least the recognition of hunter gatherer phenomena would be there. Now, just because you have some technical gadgets or scientific innovations which have helped humanity in such a way that they have lessened the gap between a man or a woman, doesn't mean that men and women have to be equal. And for having that difference, men need to be put through hard, rigorous, militarized regime, just like in the Roman Empire, when Julius Caesar had the 13th Legion, every boy used to enlist as a child soldier, go through a hard tutelage, and after successfully passing out from the military academy and enlisting in the Roman legions, then and only then he used to get a right to vote after some years of service as a veteran, or after that you used to get one used to get the Roman Republic used to issue him a wife.
Yep.
Or even if he loved someone, he would approach the father of the landowner or someone for asking his
Hand in
daughter's hand
marriage.
in the marriage.
Yep.
And this is how it used to be. So I'm all for bringing back uh, Sol Invictus, Jupiter, Zeus, Thor, Odin, and all these stalwarts that young men and boys should look up to. The second and foremost thing what I would do is, because I know if women are going to sit idle, then they are going to conspire, contrive all these theories that we are left behind, we are this. So you should do also work. So, in that regard, since women are the low skilled worker of the world, uh, they would be making jute bags or, sofa or something, you know, some sort of a job which a man would ignore for the lesser or a low skilled, weaker worker to do. And that should be given to them. And they would be earning money via that, so that they would not feel that their mind is preoccupied with all these conspiring and wild thoughts of going after men and backstabbing a man and helping the conqueror. And when the conqueror eventually invades, just like the Germanic tribes, they just have to open their legs in front of the conqueror. So that sort of stuff is something which I don't want to happen. So that is why men have to be preoccupied with something, women have to be preoccupied with something. Survival is paramount. So, survival of the entire human race is paramount. That is the thing.
So your solution is basically the same solution that I think of: a return to warrior culture.
Yes, a highly militarized warrior culture, and there shall be no difference between enlisted or a civilian in terms
Be-
of health and basic medical standards.
And in order to elicit citizenship, you must serve in the military first.
And that is only for men. Women don't get the right to vote. Repeal the
Correct.
19th. Yes.
For the sole purpose that voting rights were given to men in the first place.
Voting rights, these people don't understand that what I explained earlier, as I mentioned earlier, this was the basic premise of a man getting the right to vote in a Roman Senate.
He must
I
prove
mean,
he's a man first.
no, no, no. It is not much so about the genitalia itself. It is about enlisting as a
Right,
child
service.
in the Roman legion, legionnaire or something of a military school or a military academy. Passing out
Service to
from that
citizenship.
cut, uh, uh, yes, more or less of a Star Trek sort of a thing. But why men are able to survive? Because in
Or
a cutthroat competition they kill their own fellow sparring partners, they kill their own fellow people in the academy itself while growing up. And after that, when they pass out, they straight up have to enlist in the military and go to war for multiple occasions. And when they come back with 5 years of service or even 2 years of service, after all this after all their limbs and libido intact, then and only then they get the right to vote. So if women are going to do all of that, fine, do that. If they are not going to be able to do all of that, then don't say that this is a cutthroat competition and the standards shall be lowered for anyone. The standards are going to be a male physical standards. If you are going to even pass out from the military academy, you would not be able to sustain the war. Even if you would be able to sustain the war, you would be so much devastated and battered by it that as a woman you cannot heal or recuperate from the physiological and psychological damage that your body has taken.
Your body and mind. Yep. The
Exactly. So
the self
those
deletion
would
rates.
be
The self
those would
deletion
be
rates of women that have engaged in combat role are much higher than men.
exactly because their body is not meant for it, but we have been playing this nonchalant facade of equality. I mean, it has sold past its expiry date. So I would very much want people to learn from the mistakes, and these sort of egotistical women would be the prime example that we would teach women and men about. That, this woman wanted to prove that she is equal to a man. Look what happened to her. That is what would be taught in schools as well, that you are not a woman. It is just that women project power differently. Many
Absolutely.
men, people don't understand that. And Mr. Jeff Younger on this very particular channel was telling to godmother that there was a perra loca puta madre who was in the military pog side of it, who was in the military as a pog, and she was saying that I am an electrician, I am a technician, I have my own job and all that. And Afghan women, because you used to carry one woman when you are rolling in town to actually engage with the Afghans and whatnot, um, she she was getting exasperated and frustrated because women were laughing over her. Afghan women were sitting in front of her and laughing over her. So, at the end of the lecture or presentation, whatever she gave it, the subversive tactic, uh, one woman raised her hand and asked her, "How many sons do you have?" So she said, "I don't have any child." And then all women started laughing. And then she said, "I have 12 sons of mine. They are going to become big, strong, and brutal, and they are going to come to you and they are going to conquer your civilizations. So, your measly, meager job with a low wage skill of a salary doesn't work for me, because why do I not work for my 12 great sons who are going to be the greatest conquerors, and they are going to conquer you and your civilization and your country eventually," which literally happened.
Yep. Yep.
And this
I
is how
remember that
women
article.
project power, that my son is going to someday take revenge of you.
Yep. The greatest power of a woman is to create more of her species, and the greatest
Exactly.
power of a man is to conquer the others of their own species. Species dimorphism is a real thing. Men are bigger,
Yes,
men
yes.
are stronger, men have higher muscle density and bone density. We are built to handle trauma in all sense of the word. We are built to handle trauma. Mental, physical, spiritual. Women are not meant to handle any other trauma other than the trauma of childbirth.
But the thing is, they don't understand that we are different because we have been fed this narrative of equality per se. So that is the case. I
There
guess
will
that's
never
it.
there will never be equality while double standards exist.
I mean, without equality, how you are going to tax the other half of the population?
Amen, brother.
All right, let's end this.
Sounds good.
Okay. I'm ending this. 3, 2, 1, 0.